Oh shit. I wonder if that's because I have a mic off that every time you guys can hear me. We'll see. It's crazy. I'm trying to flip it over to see how it lands on this roof so that I can make a self-correcting system, but I can't get it to flip over. I made it too heavy on the bottom. Oh, it's true. It's because I had the mic off. Wow, that's so great. Great. Oh shit. I wonder if that's because I have a mic off that every time you guys can hear me. We'll see. Well, none of it does work, right? Then turn on these other things, 'cause now we're getting lag. There we go. Oh, so it seems I can't flip it as much as I would like to. I would love to flip this thing. I mean, if you saw earlier in the stream, I got it over on the side and I couldn't. I got the correcting system for that. I'm just pretty sure, pretty sure it's going to land on this roof at some point, and I want to be prepared for that. Sorry. I'm drinking some water, went down the wrong pipe. So I could put one here, but then I don't have a block. I mean, I guess I can. Well, yeah, yeah. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to find some block that something that's not too big. I kind of I put mods in this because I wanted to use mods, and I ended up not using any mods. So I decided not to use any at the final stage, just in case I want to spawn it at some point. Be like, oh, no mods. Oh, so no mods on this one. So I'm trying to find. I guess that, yeah, this bolt, right? That, or I could go with the duck, whichever fits on there nicely. The bolt does it. The bolt does it. Yeah. Now I have to, and that'll be the last connecting piece for the driver right there. That's basically it. I wish I knew logic because I would be able to save on the amount of controllers I have on here, but now I can go about connecting this final piece here. I wouldn't say final piece. There's so much more to do to this thing. I mean, it really has no interior. This is quite a web here. Let's see. See, I wanted to hook up the hook on the back to be some type of automated. Oh, sorry. To be some type of automated hooking system, like when it came, you notice something behind it, the hook would come out of type hibernation, turn, flip, and lift up just to hook into something. But then, like I said, I don't know the logic that much, so I can't. You know, you after that, it would have to stay on till you hit the button to disconnect it, or at any point while driving, it could be on a couple of hook. Oh, I apologize for yawning. Oh man, I am so out of there. So I've been up for a long time right now. Hold on one second. Let me. Oh, Amir Rashid. Hey, what's going on? Petra Adonis Mustafa. fill in mush or file mush. Sorry if I messed it up. Yeah, I literally have to come out of the game and look at the stream on YouTube just to see who's watching. Then get back to the game. Okay, so we're trying to hook up that. What is it? I forgot already. Oh, that, yes, I forget the piston. And it needs another button. That's for sure. Well, see, yeah, that's also another reason why I'm wanting to put. Now, it's weird, this creation here is because it. Now that I actually have people, I have my mic working, I can explain. At least if no one's watching to archive for myself. That I built this base model here. It's basically, here I'll get into it. It's basically a vehicle that doesn't necessarily turn over. It's not boosted up 100% on the engines, but it has almost like a free floating suspension in the back. You know, and I don't know what it is about that, but it keeps it from turning over even. Fine, let's see, let's go over here, and I bump the speeds up, which is why I did put the self-correcting system on that one, because it does have more weight and it will turn over, as you've seen earlier in the stream. Now the main reason I am building the body for it is because with top speed, no weight, it drifts like crazy. I mean, this is natural drifting. It goes crazy, but as you can see, that suspension at some point contacts the wood. That's where you hear the sound. And the front suspensions, I did a number on them too. I can't take the old idea. I was gonna do a double thing like I did on the back. Where's see on the back? Here, let me get out of here now. I can show you with the welding tool. Yeah, it just, even going as wide as you can, it will not turn over because of, it will have to hit something to turn over. There's no way it's going to turn itself over. And I was like, I've got to build, and I'm building, that's why I put in there, subscribe for more streams, because I'm going to build a lot of different vehicles off this very base template right here. This thing is insane. Here, let me show you. See, with the way the back is set up, I have the free floating bearings here, free spinning bearings that support the whole thing while it's supported by this thing. And I decided to use metal because I thought that it should be heavy, you know. So if you bump it up, it'll be heavy enough to take anything that you can throw at it. So I made it all metal with the pipes and everything. And it works like a charm. It really does. I mean, it swivels and bobbles with whatever hits it, you know. And I'm thinking taking the design and just enlarging it, making it bigger, making it smaller. You saw, I showed you the very first creation of it was the Green 8, that little small green with the boot thrusters I put on at the end. But it's insanely stable, which was my original goal, was to make a small vehicle that was insanely stable, that can go very fast. Now it does spin out because of the short wheelbase. It spins out very fast, but it's stable. It won't flip over. You know, and the same thing with the front ones. I was going to do a double free floating bearing system front and back on this one, but I decided I can just offset it a little bit and it'll work just as well. And it does. It works very well in the front. I mean, the front does the same thing. It's like, I guess, I don't know much about like car suspensions, but I guess it's like a independent suspension because each one has their own thing. So that's how I want. But I didn't want one for the back wheels. I didn't want the back wheels to have their own. I wanted them to kind of be linked, but still be free. So they affect each other, but they also have a suspension on their own. They each have their own suspension that's based with each other. Like, so you see out there, they're both with that one bar in the middle that connects them. But that bar is free to move along the body. See, that's the crazy thing, and it's connected to the body solidly, both sides of it. You know, and at the top there, 3 points of connection. These 2 points here, and that point right there at the top of it. Those are the 3 connections that it has, and there's nothing without those 3 connections. That's the base of it. So it's just insane. With bigger wheels, this thing couldn't stop at anything. I thought this was the map with that big canyon. I want to jump some canyons with this, but I can't find it. And if anyone knows how to make it nighttime, because that vehicle I just made has lights. Matter of fact, let's get back to that vehicle, which is the main reason I made that vehicle, because I was driving around with this for like 20 minutes. Seriously, just driving around like I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it, crash into everything, and I couldn't flip it. I mean, I flipped it going off of a hard rock like this, like boom, and flipping it like that. But I think that bottom floor made of all metal is what does it. And then the rest is made of wood, which I was gonna make the total base of the bottom of that other vehicle all metal, just all metal, everything in the bottom, and only make the top parts wood. But I knew it wouldn't move fast at all, and it would be too clunky, and it would turn over because of weight. You know, it would be like a big metal ball. So I had to just say, if I could, I'll just go ahead and put more and the reason I'm having a hard time keeping this thing stable, because this is going at max speed. It's bouncing. Well, as you can see, it's bouncing everywhere. And that suspension in the back is just making it. Yeah, I just wanted to make that vehicle. I know it's on here on the outside someplace. Well, we were driving for quite a while. See, yeah, that's what I mean. I was driving. I was just watching TV and driving. And I was like, I should make something out of this. There it is on the horizon. I'm watching the stream more PS4. From what I can see, it's a little laggy. I don't have the fastest of speeds, and I'm also not broadcasting at the highest bit rate. Yeah. Yeah, looks nice. Even at rest, the suspension does its thing. Now I have one with where these things are. The whole thing is connected to a center part, and it's at a free swivel. But when you're turning at a hard radius, the front of the thing will tend to roll over, while the back doesn't roll over, which is a problem, as you can understand. And when I corrected that, well, yeah, that's how you got that other machine. I was like, well, let's take that rotation out of there. Now put this in here so you can actually have access to the engine and all that stuff from in there. Because there would be no way to get to it. Just crouch and you can walk over and you can access just about anything you want here. I don't know the base logic. I don't know too much about super logic, so that will be nice. I know there's a bunch of tubers out there that do, so we'll see if I can get some type of... Well, there, let me connect this. Now, as it stands, I don't think I have a free button yet. And as it stands, it also has a free slide itself, so let me get a button. Oh, you know what? I just thought about it. I did use mods on this. The door handles on the outside are modded. Took their Lord Payne's switches, yeah. So we'll just, what am I looking for again? Oh yeah, button. Jeez, I am so absent-minded right now. Well, well, you can't see this button, so there's no sense in even. We'll switch. I say button. You know what? It actually, I should put one up here. Now, after I finish this build, I think I'm gonna get off the stream. How long have I been streaming now? For about an hour and a half. It looks like only 3 people are watching, so it doesn't matter. It looks like really. I'm gonna get some food. Probably play some Overwatch on PS4, which I can stream it on PC, but I'm not gonna buy a second copy on PC. I don't have the money like that. That would be nice, because I play a buttload of Overwatch. Let's see. Take this button. Good thing, other than like Space Engineers, I don't need to power everything on here. That is just a great relief about Space Engineers, which is probably why I'm playing this a lot more than Space Engineers. And for all my subscribers who've been wondering, the few handful of subscribers, my computer had crashed drastically, and I had to basically reinstall and rebuild a couple parts. And in doing so, I lost a lot of video editing and uploading capabilities, which is why I'm streaming currently, because I don't have the ability to record or edit my videos anymore. The program I was using no longer works. Well, basically I upgraded my computer, and the software is not supported, and I'm not going to buy a newer version of it. I have the old After Effects CS4 or something. That's the copy I own, and it's not, I can't use it with Windows 7. It won't work. After some update, it just will not work. So there's nothing I can do about that. You know, I know there's a bunch of free softwares out there. I'm trying to actually learn to use them, because I went to school to learn Adobe, After Effects, and Final Cut Pro. Adobe Premiere is similar to Final Cut Pro, which is why I was always able to edit in that, since I don't have a Mac. Use Final Cut Pro. I wasn't buying a new version because I don't, like I said, don't have the money for that. So yeah, I put the passenger to have control over this hitch because of lack of buttons again. Oh, wait a minute. That's not, oh, 0. Oh wow, yeah. Actually, you gotta crouch to get out, or you can just walk right into it if you want. And since this is supposed to be a self-correcting, well, not self-correcting, but a correcting system, it has to go fast and to the highest point, because you never know how you need to be flipped over. Let's see, that 5 and 6, and more than likely this will keep you upright if you are doing some hectic driving. Eight and 9 are the lights. 7 would be the front hood. And 1, 2, 3, 4 is your doors. I'm gonna have to see about my front doors. Something about them doesn't work. But like, I don't know what it is. You place something on them and they work, and then afterwards, then that's when they. It's like, I don't know. Oh wait. Which is the very reason why there's pipes right here. Well, it's not a perfect. Well, the template is a perfect build. This is the first one. This is the first vehicle built off the base template of that vehicle. I'll check them out with a name for that base. 'Cause that template is insane. As a matter of fact, before I continue, stop right now. Oh, wait. Remember, I have to open the door first. Wait, this is the first build of it. Alright. What do we name this? I'm feeling Marauder. I don't know. It doesn't look like a Marauder. What do you guys think? A few people who are watching. You can type it in the thing. I'll take a break from this and take a look at it. Get some water. Come back. How do you feel? Marauder, I can put it up on the workshop too. How does it work as the Marauder? You give me a name for it. Hold on, I'll be right back. Anybody? Any good names? Hold on, hold on. All right, I'm back. I'm wondering if you guys shows a name yet. Yeah, let me check the string here. No name. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and name it the Marauder. I guess that's the name we'll give it. We'll give it the name the Marauder. That they will go with the Marauder. Open the door, hop on out there. That's if you're watching the stream live now, you will actually see me upload it to Steam. The Marauder. Yeah. A semi-stable death. No. SUV. Yeah, SUV for you and all your minions. There we go. That'll work. That'll work. And sharing is caring. So let's share it with everyone right there. Well, I don't know if you guys can see, you know, the thing. Well, I'll see if it showed it, but I chose not to show Steam overlays, so I subscribe to my own thing. I'll kill the Steam overlay. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's go for a final spin before we'll take it for a spin around the island or whatever, around this place, and then I'll stop by off at the original, the base one, and see about starting a new one, I guess. Well, we'll end this stream, and I guess I'll come back another day. I might stream again. I mean, I don't work tonight. You know, like I said, I'm going to eat some food, play some Overwatch, and more than likely, I'm going to jump back on streaming. So anyone who's watching right now who wants to see more streaming of Scrap Mechanic, you know, or you can put in the description, you know, check my channel, see the games that I do have. I've put it up there, and say if you want to see me stream one of those games, except Robocraft. I despise and hate that game. They changed everything about it after I worked hard to build up my vehicle and unlock stuff. Then they changed everything, so I was like, you know what, screw that. You know. I can't find, I don't know if this is the right map or I'm lost, but I thought that was a big mountain with a gorge and an underground cave. I can't seem to find that nowhere. Ooh, we'll see if it does it handle this. Oh, it jumps over it. Yeah, it's oh. Now I was thinking of making a vehicle with some form of piston under the bottom. That'll give it a little bumpy bump whenever it's, you know, bogged down like this. I tried to give it as much road ground clearance as possible, especially back here toward the engine. You don't know how much time I spent gutting that just so it looks like this, and I'm stuck. So I'll remember to open up that first door first, or you won't be able to get out. Like I said, I'm not super good with logic. Oh, hey, we're back at the creation of the suspension here. Let me pop this down there. Yeah, here are the front systems here. And built them by themselves, and I was gonna do something else, and I just left them. Hold on, it's like discovering something in the desert, you know. What do we got here? Yeah. See, this is the front section of a failed attempt. I mean, it was all right, you know. The two suspension supporting this wheel that turned inside of its own hub. Like, you know, you see like that wheel turned. Where's the thing? Yeah, see this turned. And it was suspended by these that would bounce up and down while this could turn. And they would bounce up and down in conjunction. But see that there's no, right, as you can see, there's nothing going back and forth here between them. Well, actually, yeah, there is. And yeah, that was a problem before I put the spring in here. Is that when I put them in, that would go this way and that one would go this way. So I said, okay, I'll put that there, and then I'll put the spring in between, like that'll be some type of spring. And even when I kill this, it's not. I mean, it's so stable of a suspension that it doesn't spring, it doesn't bound, it doesn't do anything. So. And this thing is so stable, but see, it's big. I shouldn't have made it so tall, but I made it tall because I hate getting out of the vehicle in Scrap Mechanic, and then you're right above the seat. And if the vehicle is like a, you know, regular vehicle, when you do that, you glitch into the car, or you bounce out or fly away from the car or something like that. So I decided I'll make a car that when you get out, you have the headroom to walk around in, into the car, you know. I just thought this more was a vehicle that a couple friends could hop in with you and tool around, and you could do it with no problem. You know, you'd be able to tool around with no problem. Like, I wanted to make sure that it could make this jump. And that's something that I like being able to drive on with friends and tool around. You heard that metal bone? That's the free floating rear suspension hitting something. I think it's like a suspension that's existed before, though it doesn't exist. This one's like an old one. 'Cause nowadays, I believe all suspensions are independent. They don't have like a single sway bar in the back. That's what that is. Or not a sway bar, some type of suspension bars. It's the bar in the back that both use, but it's bad for when both need to be, you know, when the suspension hits down on both ends, because it bottoms out very easily because it's a swivel between the two. That gives it that superior suspension. It gives it that superior suspension, but you know, that's I think that's the failure of it. Not particularly sure. I haven't like watched a documentary or nothing on it, but I'm just saying. You know, that's one I just have a feeling, or I know that's the reason why they don't use that suspension on cars now. Because having that bar that goes, you know, or at least having a suspension bar that goes from one side to the other of the whole car is bad, apparently. They don't do it anymore. Oh, I kind of want to see you turn over because I got that correcting system on one of it. See, I feel like I've put everything on the car that I can. Turn over. And that was also another reason for building it like this, because I kind of did want to see if I could make a car that, as you can see with its speed and the way, because it won't flip over easily, it will drift like crazy. I need to load this up to like a racetrack or something. I don't have any racetracks on my thing. And I know it's real laggy. Thanks to everyone who's still watching. It's as laggy as it gets. Chop, chop, chop. It sucks. I'm going so fast. If I would just slow down and go slow, maybe it wouldn't do something like that. Well, let's get out of this vehicle and again with the stuck door. Alright, so when you get in this car, come with the block, because you'll need to put a block on the door just to get out of this bastard. So, like usual with most builds I've found on Scrap Mechanic, and builds I've made more often, it's just a matter of finding what it is that's fucked up about it and fixing that. It's a tall vehicle. It's a long vehicle. It's a Marauder. Nothing's changed since that, so I'll just go ahead and clear this off the left here. And yeah, I think this is how we'll end the stream here. I'll show you again, because there was no way to talk. Well, here's the original. The 100% original right here, with the little twist in the middle, with the little free floating bearing right there in the middle, so this part rotates like that while this part stays stable. So here, I'll build it and show you how crazy this thing is. It's a bad little bastard though. But the one thing I found, well, in my attempts to turn it over, in my attempts to flip it, you see how the bottom back in my attempts to flip it, you get that happening. You get one side riding up way higher than the other, and then that happens. And then you're like, what do I do? What do I do? And so it's like I gotta lose that. I have to lose that because you know that little part right there kills it every time. So I changed that. I got rid of that part. And then after getting rid of that part, where is it at? I want the original. Well, not the original, but the original switch up afterwards. Is this it? No, it still has the bar in the middle. No, I don't think here's the one. Okay, now this is the one here. I guess you could say the piece de resistance, right? The final build one here. It still has that thing, but as you can see, those little silver S bars, those are limiters. The idea is that it's going to limit how far that thing can twist. It can't go any higher or lower than that. So let's see if we can replicate what just happened, because I have not been able to test them as of yet. I put them in there. Now this one may not be at the Also came to the conclusion that it was also the speed. As you can see, this one's not as highly speedy as that one. Wait a second. You know what? This is not the final one. This is not the final one. Where is the final one? I think the final one is called Green 8. This may be the one that we really want to see. This is the one we want to play with, right? Yes, because you have you have the symbol, and your duck friends are with you. Remember, wherever you go, keep your duck friends with you. Yeah, so with all the full controls and everything. Oh, I'm glad I did that, because see, this one has the, and you can't do these at the same time, so I had to actually set it up. See, because they go into each other, and then boom. Now it's sufficient to go with with this as your acceleration. I'm not sure if it will allow you to climb up walls or anything, but it definitely keeps you going forward and keeps you planted to the ground. But the limiter doesn't work much with this. Oh, and also with this one, I turned the suspension down on this one. So we may not get to test the limiters as of yet on this one, because as you can see, they do a great job of limiting on this. And the weight as well. The weight on the back of this is just, you know, I put more stuff in the engine. So let's. So it's a pretty good build. I don't know. Is it a random thing? Is maybe someone can leave a message or something in the comments. Tell me, how do I get a night map? Oh look, there's a night map. That would be nice. How do I get more maps? Either I don't know. I guess I'll check out. But I know there's one with a big cavern. I played it before. Jumped off of it a number of times. Said I'm going to build something for that. Where, I mean, I don't see that big mountain on this map, so I don't know where it could be. Yeah, you're not going to get much air on something that's pushing you down to the ground. Alright. Well, this is your boy Arkane Infinity. Mic's working, stream's working. I can't edit any videos for now, but we'll be getting it in again, guys. We'll be getting it in real soon.